Welcome to AfriFacts, the channel where we dive into the rich and untold stories of African history and heritage. Today, we're exploring African civilizations not captured in the Bible. While the Bible mentions several African regions, individuals, and nations, such as Egypt, Ethiopia, Kush, and Libya, many African civilizations are not directly captured or detailed in its narrative. These civilizations demonstrate Africa's rich history, showcasing advanced societies with unique contributions to human development. Even though they are not explicitly mentioned in the Bible, they existed. In this video we will bring you 10 of these powerful civilizations that existed but were not captured in the Bible. Grab your cup of tea and enjoy the smooth ride. Number 1. The Great Zimbabwe Civilization. The magnificent civilization of Great Zimbabwe, a testament to African innovation, culture, and trade that flourished between the 11th and 15th centuries. Great Zimbabwe is situated in modern-day Zimbabwe, in the southeastern hills of the country near Lake Mutarikwi. Its name, Zimbabwe, comes from the Shona phrase Zimba Dza Mabwe, meaning houses of stone. This iconic civilization emerged around the 11th century, reaching its peak between the 13th and 15th centuries. One of the most remarkable features of Great Zimbabwe is its sophisticated stone architecture. The city is divided into three main areas. 1. The Hill Complex, perched atop a rocky hill, it served as the religious and royal center. The massive stone walls, built without mortar, demonstrate advanced engineering skills. 2. The Great Enclosure, famous for its massive stone walls, which are up to 11 meters high and 250 meters in circumference. This area likely served ceremonial or residential purposes for the elite. 3. The Valley Complex, home to the majority of the population, it included dwellings and evidence of everyday life. These structures were built entirely of granite blocks meticulously placed to form intricate designs, a skill that has amazed archaeologists for centuries. Great Zimbabwe was a hub of trade and wealth, thanks to its strategic location. The city controlled trade routes that connected southern Africa to the Indian Ocean. Items such as gold and ivory were exported to the Swahili coast and beyond to Arabia, India, and China. Glass beads and porcelain from Asia have been found in Great Zimbabwe, highlighting its far-reaching trade connections. The wealth generated from this trade made Great Zimbabwe a powerful kingdom and the center of a vast political network. The people of Great Zimbabwe were predominantly Shona-speaking and practiced a rich culture steeped in traditions. The city was also a spiritual hub, with the Hill Complex believed to be the dwelling place of ancestral spirits. Archaeological evidence, including soapstone bird carvings, suggests a connection between governance, religion, and the natural world. By the 15th century, Great Zimbabwe began to decline, likely due to overpopulation, resource depletion, and shifts in trade routes. However, its influence lived on in successor states like the Mutapa Empire. Today, the ruins stand as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a proud symbol of Zimbabwean identity. Great Zimbabwe is more than a set of ruins, it's a testament to Africa's ingenuity, resilience, and role in global history. Before we continue, if you've enjoyed learning about this incredible civilization, don't forget to like this video to support our mission of uncovering African history. Subscribe to AfriFacts for more deep dives into the rich and diverse stories of Africa. Share this video to spread the word about Africa's heritage far and wide. Let's continue celebrating Africa's remarkable past and reclaim its place on the global stage. Stay tuned for more. Number 2. The Kingdom of Aksum. The second African civilizations not captured in the Bible is the Kingdom of Aksum, also known as Aksum. This is an ancient superpower located in the Horn of Africa. Known for its monumental architecture, vibrant trade networks, and early embrace of Christianity, Aksum stands as a shining example of Africa's historical brilliance. The Kingdom of Aksum was centered in modern-day Ethiopia and Eritrea, strategically situated near the Red Sea. Its advantageous location allowed it to dominate trade routes connecting Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Aksum's origins date back to around the 1st century, and by the 4th century, it had risen to prominence as one of the greatest civilizations of its time. One of the most iconic legacies of Aksum is its obelisks, or stelae. These towering structures, carved from single blocks of granite, were erected as funerary monuments for the kingdom's elite. The Great Stele of Aksum, standing at 33 meters, this was the tallest obelisk ever constructed, though it collapsed in antiquity. The Obelisk of Aksum, at 24 meters tall, this monument was repatriated from Italy in 2005 and reinstalled in Aksum, where it remains a symbol of pride. The stelae are decorated with intricate carvings that mimic the design of multi-storied palaces, showcasing the kingdom's architectural ingenuity. Aksum was a thriving center of commerce, often referred to as the crossroads of trade. It controlled Red Sea trade routes, connecting the Mediterranean world to the Indian Ocean. Aksum traded goods like gold, ivory, frankincense, and myrrh, while importing luxury items such as silk, spices, and glassware. Its currency was among the first in Africa, with coins minted in gold, silver, and bronze, a testament to the kingdom's economic strength and integration into global trade. One of Aksum's most remarkable achievements was its early adoption of Christianity as a state religion in the 4th century. This conversion was initiated during the reign of King Ezana, who embraced Christianity under the influence of Frumentius, a Syrian missionary. Aksum became a beacon of Christianity in Africa, establishing ties with the Byzantine Empire and creating a Christian tradition that persists in Ethiopia to this day. The Church of St. Mary of Zion in Aksum is believed by many to house the Ark of the Covenant, further cementing the kingdom's spiritual significance. The people of Aksum were skilled farmers, architects, and traders. They developed a written script known as Guizi, which remains a liturgical language in Ethiopian Christianity. The kingdom was a melting pot of cultures, with influences from Africa, Arabia, and the Mediterranean blending to create a unique and dynamic society. By the 7th century, Aksum began to decline due to a combination of factors. The rise of Islamic empires redirected trade routes away from the Red Sea. Environmental changes and resource depletion strained the kingdom's economy. Despite its decline, Aksum's legacy endures in Ethiopian culture, religion, and national identity. Its achievements remind us of Africa's significant contributions to world history. The Kingdom of Aksum is a testament to Africa's rich history and its pivotal role in shaping the ancient world. If you enjoyed this journey through time, here's how you can support our mission at AfriFacts. Like this video to help us share Africa's incredible stories with a wider audience. Subscribe to AfriFacts for more captivating content about the continent's past, present, and future. Share this video with friends and family to spread the knowledge and celebrate Africa's heritage. Number 3. The Mali Empire. The third powerful kingdom not recorded in the Bible is the Mali Empire, the Golden Age of West Africa. Thank you for staying tuned to AfriFacts, the channel where we celebrate Africa's incredible history and culture. Renowned for its immense wealth, the legendary ruler Mansa Musa, and the intellectual hub of Timbuktu. The Mali Empire represents the height of West African power and influence during the 13th to 16th centuries. The Mali Empire was located in West Africa, covering much of modern-day Mali, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Ivory Coast, and Niger. The empire was founded in the early 13th century by Sundiata Keita, who united various smaller kingdoms and clans after the Battle of Kyrena around 1235. This marked the beginning of Mali's rise as a dominant power in West Africa. The Mali Empire was famed for its staggering wealth, derived from its control over critical trade routes and natural resources. 1. Gold and salt. Mali was the world's largest producer of gold during its peak, supplying much of the gold that flowed into Europe and the Islamic world. It also controlled major salt mines in the Sahara. 2. Trade networks. The empire was a key player in trans-Saharan trade, connecting West Africa to North Africa, the Mediterranean, and beyond. Traders exchanged gold, salt, ivory, cola nuts, and slaves for textiles, spices, and other luxury goods. Mansa Musa, the wealthiest ruler in history. The most famous ruler of the Mali Empire is undoubtedly Mansa Musa, who reigned from 1312 to 1337. Mansa Musa's legendary pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 showcased the immense wealth of Mali. He traveled with a caravan of 60,000 men, including 12,000 slaves and 80 camels, each carrying 50 to 300 pounds of gold. His generosity was so great that he gave away so much gold in Cairo, Egypt, that it caused inflation, destabilizing the local economy for years. Under his reign, Mali became a cultural and economic powerhouse, and his name remains synonymous with prosperity and philanthropy. Timbuktu, a city within the Mali Empire, became a beacon of education, culture, and trade. It was home to the Sankore University and several other madrasas, Islamic schools, attracting scholars, poets, and intellectuals from across Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. The city housed an extensive collection of manuscripts, many of which remain preserved to this day, covering subjects like astronomy, medicine, law, and philosophy. Timbuktu's libraries and institutions made it one of the most important centers of learning in the medieval world. The Mali Empire was a culturally rich society that valued art, music, and oral traditions. Griots, who are oral historians, played a vital role in preserving and transmitting the history and culture of the empire. Islam became the dominant religion, especially among the elite, but traditional African spiritual practices were also respected. Architecture flourished, with iconic structures like the Great Mosque of Djen, built using mud brick and local techniques that continue to inspire awe. By the 16th century, the Mali Empire began to decline due to 1. Internal conflicts and succession disputes. 2. External pressures, including invasions by the Songhai Empire, which eventually supplanted Mali as the dominant power in West Africa. 3. Shifting trade routes, which reduced Mali's control over gold and salt commerce. Despite its decline, the legacy of the Mali Empire endures. Its history continues to inspire pride in West Africa and serves as a powerful reminder of the region's historical significance. The Mali Empire is a testament to Africa's ability to build advanced civilizations that influenced the world. If you've been inspired by this story, here's how you can support AfriFacts. Like this video to help spread the word about Africa's incredible history. The next is the Songhai Empire, West Africa's last great empire. Moving away from the Mali Empire, let's step into Songhai Empire, one of West Africa's largest and most powerful states, which thrived from the 15th to 16th century. Known for its vast territory, strong administrative system, and control over vital trade routes, the Songhai Empire represents the height of African governance and economic prowess in the pre-colonial era. The Songhai Empire was centered along the Niger River, covering parts of modern-day Mali, Niger, and Nigeria. Its strategic position allowed it to dominate trans-Saharan trade routes and control key cities like Gao, Timbuktu, and Djen. The empire originated from the Songhai people, who established their base in Gao as early as the 9th century. Songhai rose to prominence in the 15th century, overtaking the weakened Mali Empire and expanding its reach under powerful leaders. Leaders who defined the empire. 1. Sunni Ali, 1464 to 1492 CE. Sunni Ali was the empire's first great leader, renowned for his military prowess and strategic conquests. He captured Timbuktu and Djen, key centers of trade and learning, consolidating Songhai's dominance over the region. Sunni Ali's policies favored traditional African beliefs alongside Islam, ensuring unity among his diverse subjects. 2. Askia Muhammad, 1493 to 1528. Following Sunni Ali's death, Askia Muhammad seized power and established the Askia dynasty. He expanded the empire further, making Songhai the largest state in African history at its peak. Askia Muhammad was a devout Muslim and transformed Songhai into a hub of Islamic scholarship, law, and culture. He established a well-organized administration with governors overseeing provinces, a standing army, and a system of taxation that strengthened the empire. The Songhai Empire's wealth was built on its control of trade routes and access to valuable resources. Gold and salt trade. Songhai controlled the flow of gold from West African mines and salt from the Sahara, which were essential commodities in the global economy. Trans-Saharan trade. Merchants traded gold, salt, cola nuts, textiles, and slaves across vast distances, linking Songhai to North Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. The Niger River served as a lifeline for transportation and agriculture, supporting the empire's economic prosperity. Songhai was not just an economic powerhouse, it was also a center of culture, religion, and education. Timbuktu and Jen, these cities housed some of the most famous madrasas, Islamic schools, and libraries in the world. The Sankore University in Timbuktu attracted scholars from across Africa, the Middle East, and Europe, fostering advancements in astronomy, medicine, law, and philosophy. Islam played a central role in Songhai society, influencing its legal and educational systems, though traditional African practices remained respected. The Songhai Empire had one of the most sophisticated administrative systems in pre-colonial Africa. The empire was divided into provinces, each governed by a trusted official who reported directly to the emperor. A standing army ensured stability and protected trade routes. A unified legal system, based on Islamic law and local customs, fostered order and justice across the empire's vast territory. Despite its strength, the Songhai Empire began to decline in the late 16th century due to 1. Internal conflicts, power struggles and succession disputes weakened the central authority. 2. Moroccan invasion. In 1591, Morocco invaded Songhai with a modernized army equipped with firearms, defeating the empire at the Battle of Tondabai. 3. Shift in trade routes. The rise of Atlantic trade reduced the importance of trans-Saharan routes, diminishing Songhai's economic power. Although the empire fell, its legacy lives on. Songhai's achievements in governance, trade, and education remain a source of pride and inspiration for the people of West Africa. The Songhai Empire stands as a symbol of African resilience, innovation, and leadership. If you've enjoyed learning about this incredible civilization, here's how you can support us at AfriFacts. Like this video to help share the story of Songhai with a wider audience. Subscribe to AfriFacts for more captivating content about Africa's past, present, and future. Share this video with your friends and family to celebrate Africa's rich heritage. Number 5. The Kingdom of Benin, a legacy of art and innovation. Let's delve into another remarkable story of the Kingdom of Benin, one of the most advanced and artistically influential civilizations in Africa. Spanning from the 11th to the 19th century in what is now modern-day Nigeria, the Kingdom of Benin was a hub of innovation, art, and culture, whose legacy continues to inspire all worldwide. The Kingdom of Benin was located in the tropical forests of southern Nigeria, with its capital city at Benin City in present-day Edo State. The kingdom was founded by the Edo people, who developed a centralized state under a monarchy known as the Oba. Tradition holds that the first kings, or Ajasos, ruled as early as the 10th century, but the kingdom reached its peak of power and influence after the rise of the Oba dynasty in the 12th century. Benin City, the capital of the kingdom, was an urban marvel that amazed early European explorers. The Benin Walls, a series of earthworks surrounding the city and surrounding areas, the Benin Walls are one of the largest man-made structures in history. The walls were a combination of ditches and ramparts stretching over 16,000 kilometers in total length, making them longer than the Great Wall of China. They served both as fortifications and markers of political and economic boundaries. The city was meticulously planned, with wide streets, neatly arranged houses, and public spaces. Early visitors described it as one of the most organized cities in the world at the time. The Kingdom of Benin is world-renowned for its artistic achievements, particularly the Benin bronzes, collection of metal plaques, sculptures, and artifacts made from bronze, brass, and ivory. The Benin bronzes adorned the royal palace and depicted scenes of court life, historical events, and mythology. They were crafted with incredible skill, using advanced lost wax casting techniques. Artisans of Benin were also known for their intricate ivory carvings and woodwork, often created for ceremonial purposes or to honor the Oba and the gods. These artworks not only served as decorative pieces but also chronicled the history and culture of the kingdom. The Kingdom of Benin was a major economic power in West Africa. The kingdom's wealth came from trade, especially in goods like ivory, pepper, textiles, and slaves. Benin's strategic location allowed it to control trade routes between the interior of West Africa and coastal areas. By the 15th century, Benin had established strong trade relations with European nations, particularly Portugal, exchanging goods and cultural ideas. The Oba was the central figure of the kingdom's political and spiritual life. The Oba was considered semi-divine, ruling with absolute authority while maintaining a strong connection to the gods. Beneath the Oba, a sophisticated administration ensured efficient governance, with chiefs and officials overseeing various aspects of the kingdom. Benin society was deeply hierarchical, with noble families, guilds of craftsmen, and farmers each playing distinct roles. From the 15th century onward, Benin developed strong ties with European powers, particularly the Portuguese and later the British. However, relations with the British deteriorated in the 19th century, culminating in the Benin Expedition of 1897, when British forces looted the kingdom and destroyed much of Benin City. Thousands of Benin bronzes were taken and dispersed across Europe, where they remain in museums and private collections. Despite the kingdom's destruction, its cultural and artistic heritage continues to inspire global admiration. The Kingdom of Benin remains a source of pride for the Edo people and for Africa as a whole. Efforts to repatriate the Benin bronzes have gained momentum, with some artifacts already returned to Nigeria. My questions are: why do they have to move those artifacts away in the first place? Can't anything good stay in Africa? Please give us your thoughts in the comments. Benin City today is a vibrant hub of culture and history, with initiatives to preserve and celebrate the kingdom's legacy. As powerful and influential as these kingdoms were, the Bible did not write any record about it, or mention it. Number 6. The Nok Civilization, West Africa's ancient pioneers. We will go further to explore the Nok Civilization, one of the oldest known cultures in sub-Saharan Africa. Flourishing between 1000 BCE and 500 in what is now modern-day Nigeria, the Nok civilization is celebrated for its pioneering advancements in iron smelting and its iconic terracotta sculptures, which offer a glimpse into a sophisticated and artistic society. The Nok civilization thrived in the central part of modern-day Nigeria, particularly in the Jos Plateau region and its surrounding areas. It was first discovered in 1928 by British archaeologist Colonel Dent Young, who stumbled upon terracotta artifacts while mining for tin. Since then, numerous Nok sites have been excavated, revealing the rich cultural and technological heritage of this ancient civilization. One of the most groundbreaking achievements of the Nok people was their mastery of iron smelting, making them one of the earliest cultures in Africa and the world to work with iron. Evidence of iron tools, weapons, and furnaces suggests that the Nok were skilled metallurgists as early as 1000 BCE. Their ability to forge iron tools revolutionized agriculture, hunting, and warfare, contributing to the growth and stability of their society. This advancement placed the Nok at the forefront of technological innovation in ancient Africa. The Nok civilization is perhaps best known for its distinctive terracotta sculptures, which are among the oldest known artworks in sub-Saharan Africa. These sculptures, often depicting human figures, animals, and mythical beings, are characterized by their elaborate hairstyles, triangular eyes, and intricate details. The terracotta figures likely served both ritualistic and decorative purposes, reflecting the spiritual and cultural values of the Nok people. Despite their age, these sculptures exhibit a remarkable level of skill and creativity, showcasing the Nak's advanced artistic techniques. Although much about the Nak people remains a mystery, their artifacts provide important clues about their society and culture. The terracotta sculptures suggest a hierarchical society, with prominent leaders or elites likely commissioning these artworks. The Nak practiced agriculture, cultivating crops and raising livestock, and were skilled in pottery making and other crafts. Their art and technology indicate interactions with neighboring regions, suggesting that the Nak were part of broader trade and cultural networks in ancient Africa. Around 500 CE, the Nak civilization mysteriously disappeared. Scholars suggest that environmental changes, resource depletion, or migration may have played a role in their decline. However, the Nak people left a lasting impact on African history, influencing later cultures in the region, such as the Yoruba and Benin civilizations. Today, the Nak terracotta sculptures are treasured as priceless artifacts and symbols of Africa's ancient heritage. Many of these artifacts are displayed in museums worldwide, though debates over their repatriation to Nigeria continue. Modern-day Nigerians take great pride in the Nak legacy, which highlights the deep historical roots of innovation and artistry in the region. The Nak civilization is a testament to Africa's ancient ingenuity and creativity, proving that innovation and artistry have long been hallmarks of the continent. If you've been inspired by this story, here's how you can support AfriFacts. Like this video to help share the incredible history of the Nak people with the world. Subscribe to AfriFacts for more fascinating stories about Africa's past, present, and future. Share this video with your friends and family to celebrate and preserve Africa's rich cultural heritage. Number 7. Great Lakes Civilizations, the heart of East Africa's history. We will delve into the Great Lakes civilizations, an extraordinary cluster of cultures and kingdoms that thrived in the East African Great Lakes region near Lake Victoria, Lake Albert, and Lake Tanganyika. These civilizations, which emerged from ancient times and flourished into the early modern era, were renowned for their advanced agricultural systems, sophisticated social structures, and influential kingdoms such as Buganda and Bunyoro. The Great Lakes region covers parts of modern-day Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, and the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The region's fertile soil, abundant water sources, and moderate climate made it ideal for agriculture and settlement. Its central location facilitated trade networks that connected the interior of Africa to coastal and transcontinental routes. The Great Lakes civilizations were pioneers in agricultural innovation, which formed the backbone of their societies. They cultivated crops like sorghum, millet, bananas, and yams, alongside raising livestock such as cattle, goats, and sheep. The introduction and widespread use of banana cultivation, particularly by the Luo and Bantu-speaking peoples, revolutionized farming, enabling population growth and economic stability. Irrigation systems and terracing techniques helped communities maximize their yields in the hilly terrain. The societies in this region developed highly organized hierarchical systems, often centered around kingdoms or chiefdoms. Clan-based systems. Many societies were organized into clans, each with distinct roles in governance, trade, and religious activities. Kingship. Kingdoms like Buganda, Bunyoro, and Rwanda were led by monarchs who wielded significant power and maintained complex bureaucracies. These kingdoms employed councils of elders and regional chiefs to administer justice, collect taxes, and enforce laws. The kingdoms of the Great Lakes. 1. The Buganda Kingdom. Located in present-day Uganda, Buganda became one of the most powerful kingdoms in East Africa by the 18th century. It was known for its centralized monarchy and a strong emphasis on trade, agriculture, and military expansion. The Kabaka, king of Buganda, played a dual role as both a political and spiritual leader. 2. The Bunyoro Kingdom. Once the dominant kingdom in the region, Bunyoro was famous for its rich resources, including iron and salt. Bunyoro's rulers, the Omukama, maintained extensive trade networks and diplomatic relations with neighboring kingdoms. Though it later declined in power due to the rise of Buganda and colonial interference, Bunyoro remains a symbol of resilience in East African history. 3. The Kingdom of Rwanda. The Rwanda Kingdom, known for its structured governance and cattle-based economy, flourished under the Tutsi elite. Its highly stratified society emphasized communal farming, cattle rearing, and intricate cultural traditions. The Great Lakes civilizations made significant contributions to African heritage through art, music, and oral traditions. Oral histories, griot storytellers preserved the histories and legends of the kingdoms, passing them down through generations. Music and dance, traditional instruments like drums, stringed lyres, and flutes played an essential role in spiritual and social ceremonies. Architecture. Kingdoms like Buganda developed unique architectural styles, such as the grass-thatched Kasubi tombs, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Great Lakes region was a hub of trade, connecting inland Africa to the Indian Ocean trade network. Goods such as ivory, iron tools, salt, and bananas were exchanged for cloth, beads, and other luxury items from coastal traders. The region's trade routes helped integrate East Africa into broader economic systems, facilitating interactions with Arabs, Persians, and later Europeans. The arrival of European colonial powers in the 19th century disrupted the Great Lakes civilizations. Buganda and Bunyoro faced challenges from British colonization, which undermined traditional governance structures. The region also became a target for slave trade operations and missionary activities, which eroded cultural autonomy. Despite these challenges, the legacy of the Great Lakes civilizations endures in modern East African cultures and traditions. Today, the Great Lakes civilizations remain a source of pride and identity for the people of East Africa. Their advancements in agriculture, governance, and culture are celebrated as hallmarks of African ingenuity and resilience. Historical sites such as the Kasubi tombs and the royal palaces of Buganda and Bunyoro attract tourists and scholars alike, ensuring that the legacy of these civilizations continues to inspire. Stay tuned for more fascinating updates from AfriFacts. Number 8. Carthage, the mighty maritime empire of North Africa. Let's now explore the fascinating story of Carthage civilization, a powerful city-state that dominated the Mediterranean for centuries. Founded in the 9th century BCE in what is now modern-day Tunisia, Carthage rose to prominence as a Phoenician colony, eventually becoming one of the most influential civilizations of the ancient world. Renowned for its maritime empire, advanced economy, and legendary conflicts with Rome, the Punic Wars, Carthage's story is one of innovation, ambition, and resilience. Carthage, meaning New City in Phoenician, was founded around 814 BCE by settlers from Tyre, a prominent Phoenician city in modern-day Lebanon. According to legend, Queen Dido, fleeing political turmoil in Tyre, established Carthage on the shores of the Mediterranean. Initially a colony, Carthage quickly grew into an independent and thriving city-state, leveraging its strategic location along key trade routes. Carthage built its reputation as one of the greatest maritime powers of the ancient world. The city controlled an extensive naval fleet, which facilitated trade and protected its vast empire. Carthaginian merchants traded goods such as glass, textiles, ivory, gold, and purple dye across the Mediterranean, North Africa, and beyond. Its influence extended to Spain, Sicily, Sardinia, and parts of North Africa, creating a network of colonies and trade hubs. Carthage was not only a commercial hub but also an advanced urban center. Harbor engineering. The city boasted a dual harbor system, one for commercial ships and another for military vessels. The circular military harbor, or Kathan, was an engineering marvel designed for efficiency and defense. Agricultural advancements. Carthage implemented innovative farming techniques, including irrigation and crop rotation, to maximize agricultural productivity. The city's architecture showcased a blend of Phoenician, African, and Mediterranean influences, with bustling markets, temples, and residential areas. Carthage's history is perhaps most famous for its wars with Rome, known as the Punic Wars, 264 BCE 146 BCE. These conflicts marked the struggle for dominance over the Mediterranean. The First Punic War, 264 to 241 BCE. The war began over control of Sicily, leading to a prolonged naval conflict. Despite early successes, Carthage lost Sicily to Rome, marking the beginning of its decline in regional power. The Second Punic War, 218 to 201 BCE. This war is best remembered for the legendary Carthaginian general, Hannibal Barca, who led his army including war elephants on a daring march across the Alps to invade Italy. Hannibal won stunning victories, such as the Battle of Cannae, but was ultimately defeated at the Battle of Zama in 202 BCE. The Third Punic War, 149 to 146 BCE. Rome, determined to eliminate Carthage as a threat, besieged the city for 3 years. In 146 BCE, Carthage was destroyed, its population enslaved, and its lands annexed by Rome. The Romans salted the fields around Carthage to ensure it would never rise again, although this claim remains debated. Carthage was a melting pot of cultures, blending Phoenician traditions with African and Mediterranean influences. The city worshipped deities such as Baal Hammon and Tanit, often associated with fertility and protection. Ritual practices, including possible child sacrifices, have been subjects of archaeological debate and historical intrigue. Despite its destruction, Carthage left a lasting legacy that continues to inspire awe. Hannibal's tactical genius. Hannibal remains one of history's greatest military commanders, studied by generals worldwide for his innovative strategies. Economic and maritime influence. Carthage's trade networks and naval advancements set the standard for maritime empires. Cultural integration. The blending of Phoenician, African, and Mediterranean cultures in Carthage influenced later civilizations in the region. After its destruction, Rome rebuilt Carthage as a Roman colony, and it became a significant city in the Roman Empire. By the 4th century CE, Carthage was a center of early Christianity, hosting important councils and producing influential theologians like Tertullian. Today, the ruins of Carthage are a UNESCO World Heritage Site, attracting tourists and historians eager to explore its ancient grandeur. Number 9. The next power African kingdom not captured in the Bible is DMT Kingdom, the cradle of civilization in the Horn of Africa. The DMT Kingdom is one of the earliest known complex societies in East Africa. Flourishing from the 10th to the 5th century BCE, this ancient kingdom was located in parts of modern-day Eritrea and northern Ethiopia, predating the more widely known Kingdom of Aksum. Known for its remarkable advancements in architecture, agriculture, and trade, DMT played a crucial role in shaping the cultural and historical landscape of the Horn of Africa. The DMT Kingdom was situated in a region with a strategic advantage. Located along the Red Sea, it served as a hub for maritime trade between Africa, Arabia, and the Mediterranean. The kingdom's terrain, characterized by fertile highlands and river valleys, supported advanced agriculture and the development of thriving settlements. DMT was a complex society with a centralized political system. Its rulers, likely styled as kings, oversaw a hierarchical society with organized administrative systems. Evidence suggests that DMT had interactions with neighboring cultures, including South Arabia, influencing its language, religion, and architecture. The Guizi script, an early written language in the region, may have originated or developed during this period, serving as the foundation for later Ethiopian civilizations. One of the most striking legacies of the DMT Kingdom is its architectural prowess. The kingdom is noted for its stone-built structures, including temples, palaces, and fortifications. The temple at Yeha, often considered the capital of DMT, is a prime example of this architectural ingenuity. The temple, built from finely cut sandstone blocks, showcases influences from South Arabian styles while reflecting indigenous African techniques. Yeha remains one of the oldest surviving structures in sub-Saharan Africa. DMT's economy was rooted in its advanced agricultural systems and access to trade. The kingdom excelled in terraced farming, an innovation that allowed the cultivation of crops like barley, wheat, and teff on the region's rugged terrain. Livestock, particularly cattle, played a vital role in their economy and cultural practices. DMT's location enabled it to control trade routes connecting Africa with Arabia and beyond, exporting products such as gold, ivory, frankincense, and myrrh. The DMT kingdom had a rich spiritual and cultural life, influenced by both local traditions and external interactions. Deities associated with agriculture, fertility, and protection were central to their religious practices. Some religious structures and artifacts reveal parallels with South Arabian worship practices, such as the veneration of Al-Makka, a prominent god in the region. This blending of African and Arabian elements created a unique cultural identity that would shape later civilizations in the area. The proximity of DMT to South Arabia, particularly the Sabaean kingdom, led to significant cultural and economic exchanges. South Arabian inscriptions and architectural styles found in DMT suggest a strong connection, though the exact nature of the relationship remains debated among historians. Some scholars argue that South Arabian settlers influenced the development of DMT, while others emphasized the indigenous African origins of its culture and achievements. By the 5th century BCE, the DMT kingdom had declined, likely due to a combination of environmental changes, resource depletion, and internal conflicts. Its territories fragmented into smaller polities, which would later give rise to the powerful kingdom of Aksum. Aksum inherited and expanded upon DMT's advancements, particularly in agriculture, trade, and writing systems, becoming one of Africa's greatest ancient empires. Today, the legacy of DMT is celebrated as a cornerstone of Ethiopian and Eritrean history. Sites like Yeha attract archaeologists and tourists, shedding light on the kingdom's contributions to African and global history. The innovations in architecture, agriculture, and trade pioneered by DMT underscore the Horn of Africa's role as a cradle of ancient civilization. The DMT kingdom is a testament to Africa's rich and diverse history, showing how early societies shaped the foundations of modern civilizations. Stay tuned for more captivating content from AfriFacts, where we bring Africa's history to life. Number 10. Kingdom of Mapungubwe, Southern Africa's first kingdom. Thank you for staying tuned to AfriFacts, the channel that delves deep into the incredible facts from Africa. We will move further in our quest to the Kingdom of Mapungubwe, a remarkable society that existed from the 11th to the 13th century CE in modern-day South Africa. Often described as a precursor to Great Zimbabwe, Mapungubwe was a beacon of wealth, power, and culture, with advanced trade networks and a legacy that continues to captivate historians and archaeologists. Mapungubwe was located in the fertile Limpopo River Valley, at the meeting point of modern-day South Africa, Botswana, and Zimbabwe. This strategic position gave Mapungubwe access to vital trade routes connecting the interior of Africa to the Indian Ocean coast. The kingdom's lush environment supported agriculture, livestock farming, and gold mining, making it a center of prosperity. Mapungubwe Hill, a natural rock formation, served as the royal residence and the spiritual and political heart of the kingdom. Emerging around the 11th century CE, Mapungubwe marked the beginning of state-level societies in southern Africa. The kingdom was built on a foundation of agricultural innovation and trade, allowing it to grow into a powerful and wealthy state. Its people developed a social hierarchy, with the king and elites occupying Mapungubwe Hill, symbolizing their elevated status. By controlling the region's gold resources and facilitating trade in ivory, animal skins, and other goods, Mapungubwe became a hub of economic activity. Mapungubwe's wealth came from its role as a major player in international trade. Gold mining was a significant economic activity, with the precious metal being highly sought after by traders. The kingdom's artisans crafted gold into intricate items, such as the famous golden rhinoceros, a symbol of royalty and wealth. Mapungubwe traded with merchants from the Swahili coast, the Middle East, and as far as India and China. Archaeological finds such as glass beads, Chinese porcelain, and Persian ceramics highlight these far-reaching connections. The Kingdom of Mpungubwe was one of the first societies in southern Africa to adopt a stratified social system. At the top of the hierarchy was the king, who lived on Mpungubwe Hill with his family and advisors. This separation of the elite from the commoners symbolized their power and divine authority. Commoners lived in settlements below the hill, where they engaged in farming, crafting, and trade. Burial practices also reflected social stratification, with elites being buried with gold artifacts and other luxury items, while commoners received simpler burials. The people of Mpungubwe had a rich spiritual life centered on nature and ancestral worship. The hill itself was likely considered sacred, a place where the king acted as an intermediary between the people and the spiritual realm. Artifacts such as the golden scepter and golden bowl may have been used in rituals or ceremonial functions, underscoring the kingdom's connection between wealth and spirituality. The community also produced pottery, beadwork, and other crafts that reflected their artistic skills and cultural identity. The kingdom's decline around the 13th century was likely caused by a combination of factors. Climate change may have led to droughts, reducing agricultural productivity and straining resources. Overpopulation and environmental degradation could have further weakened the kingdom's stability. Shifting trade routes and the rise of Great Zimbabwe, a more powerful successor state, also contributed to Mpungubwe's decline. Despite its fall, Mpungubwe's achievements laid the foundation for the flourishing of Great Zimbabwe and other southern African kingdoms. Mpungubwe remained hidden from the world until its rediscovery in the 20th century. The discovery of Mpungubwe Hill and its treasures, including the golden rhinoceros, has provided invaluable insights into southern Africa's early history. In 2003, the Mpungubwe cultural landscape was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognizing its historical importance. Today, many of Mpungubwe's artifacts are preserved in the Mpungubwe Museum at the University of Pretoria. Mpungubwe is celebrated as South Africa's first kingdom, a testament to the region's early complexity and innovation. Its advanced trade networks, social organization, and cultural achievements challenge outdated narratives about Africa's history, proving that African societies were highly sophisticated long before European contact. The story of Mpungubwe inspires modern Africans by showcasing the ingenuity and resilience of their ancestors. These kingdoms, civilizations, or empires are shining examples of Africa's rich and diverse history, demonstrating the power of innovation, trade, and cultural pride. If this exploration has fascinated you, help us share Africa's incredible stories. Like this video to support our efforts in celebrating African history. Subscribe to AfriFacts for more in-depth looks at the civilizations, cultures, and contributions of Africa. Share this video with your friends and family to spread the knowledge and appreciation of Africa's remarkable heritage. Thanks for watching. Until next time, let's keep building the Africa of our dreams.